my quarantine experience, right at the beginning when I first heard that we're going to need to go into a lockdown, I don't know how seriously I took it because one, there was such a lack of clarity, especially coming from the news in the UK. So we're one of the countries that didn't lock down quickly enough, and that's why our numbers are close to the numbers in the US, but our country is like 100th of the size of the US. So you can imagine we really acted too slowly. We're also like a real capitalist society, so like to stop things is near impossible because this whole city, our lives, it's non-stop. It's go, go, go. Being from London, I'm used to just being busy and being tired all of the time. So like the first thing that hit me was like, okay, my gig's getting cancelled. And I'm a full-time musician. So it's like, I was thinking, what am I going to do? Because gigs are cancelled. Everything that I do that's extracurricular around music is always focused around being with groups of people. So, I mean, the first thing I thought was, okay, financially, I'm being hit in that way. Creatively, in terms of like studio sessions and stuff like that, those things all go out the window because it's not social distancing, I guess. Music video plans, photo shoot plans, just everything that like an artist does to be an artist kind of went out the window. Then thinking about I'd set up a plan, and I guess like everyone was saying this 2020 is our year because it was like 2019 was a tough year. I think for most people it was a really hard year, and then it just seemed like everyone had the same thing. 2020 is going to be my year. Yeah. Me too. I had so many plans and I had them lined up. Like, oh my God, I'm going to go to this place. I had some international gigs. I had some like teaching stuff I was going to do out in North Africa. I was going to do some crazy, all of that. In a matter of 1 week, all of my gigs were gone. And the way that it affects the plans that I had for like the next 2 or 3 years, because I was setting myself up with certain companies, other like musicians and like collaborative stuff I was going to do. I was going to do a short tour, just being a support act, but like touring, all of those things. For now, they're cancelled. You say postponed, but we don't even know when we're going to get back to a new normal, because I mean, how quickly are we going to get back to being able to do big events? It's probably not going to be, now that they're starting to ease off on the lockdown, they're not going to say, okay, well, you can start filling venues with thousands of people again anytime soon. So it's like, as an artist, as much as I'll be able to go to my local stores a lot like sooner, I don't know when I'm going to be able to gig next. It's like you thought 2019 was bad, and then 2020 comes and it's an atomic bomb, and it's just like, oh, okay, oh, all right, wow. In terms of like how it's affected me mentally, I'm so used to being in a quarantine like already. I've got my home, you can kind of see my setup. I live in a studio. I'm like constantly making music. If I didn't need to go and do gigs, or if I didn't want to, I would probably be in my room most of the time anyways. But then what I found is the dynamic has changed between me and people, because everyone assumes like suddenly everyone's a lot more accessible. So everyone all of a sudden is hitting up everyone, video calls, text messages, all times of the night, because time has gone, the concept of time has gone completely out the window. People are calling me at 4 a.m. in the morning, and it's just because they know they don't have to go to work tomorrow, and they're like, hey, you're usually up at 4 making music. It's like my routine hasn't changed so massively that like everyone can call me at 4 a.m. in the morning. But I guess it's because we're all collectively going through this, where we all assume I'm not doing anything, so therefore you're not doing anything. But actually for me, I like you said, it's like, this is a good time. This is what we've been asking for, is to have time. And like all I've been wanting to do is have time to make music. In this quarantine, it's been probably like 2 months, I think I've been isolated. I've made a new EP, produced it. I've been practicing my mixing, because my mixing was just okay. I've always had other people kind of finish off my songs, but I'm getting to a place where I think I'm going to be able to finish off my songs, and then hopefully like in some time be able to mix other people's stuff, because that's like ultimately what I want to learn to do. So finished a new EP, been collaborating, because email still exists, thankfully. We can still retransfer stuff to each other. So my work rate has gone up, but at the same time having conversations with people, I don't think it's fair to put pressure on artists that, okay, now you're in a house and you've got a microphone. You should have made an album in this time, because it threw everyone for a loop. No one was prepared for this. The impact that it has. Firstly, there's an actual pandemic happening. People are dying, and like, I'm lucky that coronavirus hasn't affected anyone in my family. No one particularly close. I've heard a few stories of people's family members being ill, people having it, like friends of mine having it, but like it's passed and things like that. So people are actually being directly affected by this. So I think I'm fortunate enough to not have the trauma that comes with that, because there's going to be a lot of people. I think globally the number is at like 1 million or something like that, people who died from coronavirus. Even if it's like via osmosis that like people are grieving, grief is very real. People are scared. People are going out to the shops and stuff like that is a scary process, because you don't know if you're going to bring home the virus and give it to a parent or an elder, like your grandparents if they live with you and things like that. So I'll never be the person to say, be like me, and you should have done 7 albums in 2 months because you've not gone anywhere. You've had the same 24 hours that Beyonce has. Some people are like that. I'm the sort of person who I thrive from having the time, and I was very lucky to not be impacted by the virus directly. But I totally understand if people are just using this time to just chill and meditate. So what's happened in the last month is, I guess, the re-release of Epoch, because it was one of those things where a lot of people knew it back in about 2014 when it came out, but it was never officially released. So it's being released to a new crowd right now. So that's like out right this second, and people can, it's a version of me that existed in 2014, but I almost feel like it was the most vulnerable version of myself, so people might appreciate that even more so than anything new. Honeymoon is out there, so definitely like the album is been needing to come out for so long, so I'm not going to let it die anytime soon. Collaborative EP with Her Songs just came out probably about a month ago as well, just a little bit before Epoch. So Her Songs Toronto Volume 1 is out. I've got so many, oh my goodness. Just follow me on Instagram. Literally just at Emmavie. Like, I should have prepared my promo stuff, but I never think about plugging myself. Like I said, I'm working on this new EP, and like also just dreaming up what can happen from like my house. So like I have this new project, and I don't know, I'm having really good and exciting conversations, because like you said earlier, everyone's suddenly in the same place. So people are a lot more like reachable and good on their word now, because no one can say they're too busy and stuff. So like it looks like some good, cool, exciting things are going to happen in terms of music and the collaborations that I have coming soon. So like I'm going to dream up some more ideas, and then I'll shoot it to you guys, and just never know what can happen.